laughed bitterly. You don't understand. Chiki, she embarrasses me. How can I explain to my friends that my mother used to sell akara by the roadside? Amara!
Lina's Campfire Folktales.
In the bustling town, there lived a young lady named Amara. Amara was beautiful, with smooth brown skin and eyes that sparkled like the morning sun. She grew up in a small house with her mother, Mama Nkem, who worked very hard to take care of her. Mama Nkem sold akara by the roadside every morning. She would wake up before sunrise, grind the beans and fry the akara. Amara always helped her mother before going to school, and they would laugh and sing as they walked. One day, my daughter, your hard work will pay off. Mama Nkem always said. Amara would smile and nod. Years passed and Amara finished school. One day, she met a man named Chiki at a party. Chiki was rich, kind, and handsome. He drove a big car and lived in a mansion with golden gates. After a few months, Chiki asked Amara to marry him, and she said yes. Mama Nkem was happy for her daughter and danced during the wedding ceremony. After the wedding, Amara moved into Chiki's mansion. The house was so big, it had 10 rooms, a swimming pool, and even a private chef. Amara loved her new life. She wore expensive clothes and jewelry and attended fancy parties with her husband. But something changed in Amara. She stopped visiting Mama Nkem. When her mother came to see her, Amara looked at her with cold eyes. Mama, this is not a place for someone like you, she said one day. Mba, my daughter, what do you mean? I am your mother, Mama Nkem said, shocked. Yes, but you don't fit in here. Look at your clothes. They are old and torn. My friends will laugh at me if they see you like this, Amara said, turning away. Mama Nkem's heart broke, but she kept quiet. She loved her daughter and did not want to fight. One evening, Amara returned from a party with Chiki. She saw Mama Nkem sitting outside the gate, waiting to see her. Mama, what are you doing here again? Amara asked angrily. I came to check on you, my daughter. It's been weeks since I last saw you, Mama Nkem replied softly. If you want to stay here, then you must work, Amara said. You can be my maid. I need someone to clean the house and take care of things. Mama Nkem could not believe her ears. Amara, me? Your mother? A maid in your house? Yes, Mama. If you can't accept it, then don't come here anymore, Amara said firmly. With tears in her eyes, Mama Nkem agreed. She moved into the mansion but was treated like a servant. Amara gave her old clothes to wear and made her clean the big house every day. One day, Chiki noticed Mama Nkem scrubbing the floors. Who is this woman? He asked Amara. She's just a maid, Amara replied casually. Chiki frowned. But she looks like you. Are you hiding something from me? Amara laughed nervously. No, she is no one important. Chiki couldn't stop thinking about the woman scrubbing the floors. She looked too much like Amara to be just a maid. One day, when Amara was out shopping, Chiki called Mama Nkem into his study. Madam, he began, his voice gentle. Who are you really? Mama Nkem hesitated. She looked down at her rough hands and then at the kind man before her. Should she tell him the truth? She sighed deeply. I am Amara's mother, she said quietly. Chiki's eyes widened. Amara's mother? Then why are you working as a maid in her house? Mama Nkem explained everything. how she raised Amara alone, how she worked tirelessly to send her to school, and how Amara changed after marrying him. She wiped her tears from her face as she spoke. I agreed to stay because I love my daughter. I thought maybe with time she would remember where she came from. Chiki was shocked. He couldn't believe his kind and humble wife could treat her mother this way. Mama Nkim, you are not a maid. You are family, Chiki said firmly. This is your house too. Mama Nkim smiled weakly, but she shook her head. Thank you, my son. But Amara may not like this. I don't want to cause problems in your home. Chiki nodded but decided to handle the matter carefully. He couldn't allow this to continue. When Amara returned that evening, she noticed something different. Chiki was unusually quiet during dinner, and he kept looking at her. Finally, he spoke. Amara, we need to talk. Amara looked surprised. About what? Your mother, Chiki said, his tune serious. Amara's smile faded. What about her? Why is she working as a maid in this house? She is your mother, not a servant, Chiki said. Amara laughed bitterly. You don't understand. Chiki, she embarrasses me. How can I explain to my friends that my mother used to sell akara by the roadside? Amara, Chiki said, raising his voice for the first time. How can you talk about your mother like this? The same woman who struggled to give you a good life? Amara frowned. I have my reasons. Please don't interfere. Chiki stood up from the table, shaking his head. This isn't right, Amara. Your mother deserves respect. If you can't see that, then maybe you don't deserve her love. Amara's face turned red with anger. Chiki, are you taking sides with her against me? Chiki didn't answer. Instead, he walked out of the dining room, leaving Amara alone with her thoughts. Later that night, Mama Nkim was packing her things to leave. I should go back to my little house, she whispered to herself. But as she folded her clothes, Chiki walked into her room. Mama, you are not going anywhere, Chiki said gently. You are welcome here, no matter what Amara says. Mama Nkim looked at him, tears streaming down her face. Thank you, my son. But if my staying here will cause problems between you two, I will leave. Before Chiki could respond, Amara appeared at the door. She had heard everything. Her face was a mix of guilt and anger. Mama, you are not going anywhere, Amara said suddenly. Both Chiki and Mama Nkim looked at her surprised. Amara continued, her voice shaking. But don't think this changes anything. If you stay here, you will follow my rules. Mama Nkim sighed, her heart heavy. I will stay, my daughter, but I pray that one day you will remember the love we shared. For the first few weeks, life in the mansion remained tense. Mama Nkim continued to do chores, though Chiki insisted she take breaks. He even hired another housekeeper to reduce her workload, but Amara was still cold towards her mother. One day, Chiki decided to invite some of his wealthy friends over for dinner. Amara was excited and spent hours preparing for the event. She wore her finest gown and made sure the house looked perfect. Mama Nkim, as usual, stayed in the background, quietly helping the staff. During the dinner, one of Chiki's friends, Mr. Okafor, noticed Mama Nkim. He called her over. Madam, you look very familiar, he said, studying her face. Mama Nkim smiled politely. Maybe you have seen me before. I used to sell akara in Akai. Mr. Okafor's eyes widened. Of course, you are Mama Nkim, the akara seller. Your akara was the best in town. Many mornings I would stop by your stand before going to work. You always greeted everyone with a kind word. The other guests listened with interest. Mr. Okafor turned to Amara. So this is your mother. You are blessed to have such a hardworking woman as your parent. Amara's face turned red with shame. She didn't know what to say. The guests began praising Mama Nkem for her humility and hard work. A mother like that is priceless, one of the women said. After the guests left, Amara sat in the living room, lost in thought. Her heart felt heavy as she remembered all the sacrifice her mother made for her. The memories of Mama Nkem waking up early to grind beans, sitting under the hot sun to sell akara, and paying her school fees came rushing back. Later that night, Amara went to her mother's room. Mama Nkem was lying on the small bed Chiki had bought for her. She looked tired but peaceful. "Mama," Amara said softly, kneeling beside her. Mama Nkem opened her eyes. "Yes, my daughter." Tears rolled down Amara's cheek. "I am sorry, Mama. I have been so ungrateful. You gave me everything and I treated you badly. Can you forgive me?" Mama Nkem sat up and hugged her daughter tightly. "Amara, you are my child. I forgive you. A long time ago, all I ever wanted was your happiness." From that day, everything changed. Amara asked her mother to stop working as a maid and treated her with love and respect. She introduced Mama Nkem to her friends proudly, saying, "This is my mother, the woman who taught me the value of hard work." Chike was overjoyed to see the bond between Amara and her mother restored. The mansion became a home filled with laughter and love. Moral lessons: respect your parents no matter where life takes you. Never forget the sacrifices your parents made for you. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share and put on the notification